We love and we welcome your testimonial calls to share with us some of the wonderful experiences that maybe you've had when you're wearing your Herkimers.
She really did buy those off my ears.
I love that story. Now, do you have a store there as well?
A retail store there,
You do.
and she loved the earrings, and I didn't have another pair, and I said, if I clean these, would you like to buy these? Oh, she said I would be so happy to do so. So I did do that for her.
Well, we have a very
important to make people happy.
Oh, and you do. And the family there, it's very much a family, which we'll talk about with everybody at the Herkimer Mine. Okay, so a 2-minute special, all genuine amethyst. Only reason being, again, super limited on both these pieces. Featuring, speaking of natural, gorgeous, the Herkimer along, what a perfect marriage. With amethyst. It's one of my favorite combinations. So we have the necklace and we have the matching bracelet. The necklace is available at $99.95. Also available, of course, 5 flex payments. And that's 16 inches in length with a full 3-inch extender in the back, all in sterling silver. The bracelet is 7 1/4 inches, and that has a full 1-inch extender in the back. But notice the beauty of the Herkimer in between the amethyst.
Well, you know, we are never fearful of putting a Herkimer together with another color stone. We really see the difference when you put a Herkimer with another color. It brings out the color in more vivid ways. It intensifies, it really accentuates them. And these are 7mm Herkimer rondelles with African amethyst nuggets. And when you put a Herkimer together, that really achieves that feeling of balance. With amethyst, that gives you that sense of serenity. And you know, this piece, Lynn, if you feel it, you can't feel this, ladies out there, it's so cool.
It feels wonderful.
Literally and figuratively, it's very cool. It's very cool to the skin. Perfect to wear in the Florida sun.
Most definitely, and what a strong, I mean, just the overall appearance of this look, when you see it on Angie, has that, you know, bigger, bolder, organic feel that we love. I do want to mention that gorgeous solitaire that you're seeing on Angie's left hand. That's going to be coming up next. I know that's been incredibly popular. And we are featuring both of these pieces, first time ever at this special low price with 5 flex pay. So if we could just guesstimate the carat weight here of the amethyst, you're talking in the necklace, it's got to be hundreds of carats.
The Herkimer is in the amethyst, I want to say it's about 50 carats. Wow. But the Herkimer alone is 21.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. And those are 7mm. And Lynn, the Herkimers, we create an awful lot of 4, 5, and 6mm.
Yes.
They're easy to cut, they're cost effective. We don't do as many 7 and 8mm because they are very difficult to cut, and there's a lot of waste. So those are precious commodities, like little babies that I don't want to let go of. But,
well, you did a beautiful job in this design. It works for you perfectly. And speaking